Evening, and welcome to Shed. It's only my second live stream of 2021, so I'm a bit out of practice, to be honest. But I think I got plenty of practice in last year, so not worry about it too much. Right, fresh from a day's work, so matchsticks and coffee driving this one. It's for Punks for the Homeless. So there's a donations link on the blurb, so if you can spare a bit of your hard earned for Punks for the Homeless, that'd be brilliant. If not, if you can give them a like and a share and just do your thing and just spread the word a little bit, because Eagle and Rachel and Alex do phenomenal work for people massively more disadvantaged than many of us, and God only knows there's plenty of disadvantaged people in the UK right now. But yeah, please support that. If you like what you hear, my new record's available and also on the link. In the meantime, I think some of you are arriving, so I'll shut the F up and sing you some songs. Quite exciting, because I miss gigs so much, and this is as close as you get, you know. I've been banging my head against the brick wall all day, and what's left of my soul is slowly wasting away. But I ain't gonna die here alone in the gloom. I'm gonna start a revolution in an empty room. Gonna sing out to la la, yeah, to la la. For your best foot forward, brother, come on, mate. And maybe only me and my shadow in the light of the moon. But I can start a revolution in an empty room. Watch me come on out. But it don't mean nothing unless you shout it out loud. To bark hundreds of silence, shout the cries of the crowd. See, we know something's wrong here, and yet we all just assume we can't start a revolution in an empty room. But we can now. True-la-la, yeah. True-la-la. For your best foot forward, sister, come on, mate. And maybe only you and your shadow in the light of the moon. But you can start a revolution in an empty room, in an empty room, in an empty room. I ain't gonna sit and waste away in that gloom of an empty room, an empty room. I ain't gonna, no. La la, yeah, la la. For your best foot forward, brother, come on, mate. Then maybe only you and your shadow, but now it's me and mine too. And we can start that revolution in an empty room. Oh, it's so much fun. That's best advice I can ever give to any songwriters. If you've got a song that isn't fun to play, it ain't good enough. It has to be fun. And God, I've been playing that song for 8 years, and it's still fun. Right. Big test of how many people are out there now. I'm going to sing One Life at a Time. I'm going to dedicate it to Pauline Town on the We Shall Overcome front line over an Ashton on the line. And I kind of like to see the comments going by with the quotation marks in the block capital letters to tell me you're singing the chorus. That would be ace. If not, don't worry about it. I know it's early and alcohol may not have intervened in your evening just yet, but if you can, I would love that. Waiting for the spark to fire up there. She rolls up her sleeves and says, let's make a start. She says that poverty's a punishment that has no crime, and if I have to, I will save the world one life at a time. One life at a time, one life at a time. If I have to, I will save the world one life at a time. Yeah, I know you've got to type fast, haven't you, if you want to get that one in. A lot of good people gonna die out there. All to feed the greed of them who never care. And yeah, down it might well look like it's a mountain to climb. If I have to, I will save the world one life at a time. One life at a time, one life at a time. If I have to, I will save the world one life at a time. One life at a time, one life at a time. If I have to, I will save the world one life at a time. She said, I just can't bear to see good people going without, and have every right to stand and fight, to scream and to shout. You see, the best to justify it is the last to care. And I may not have done much, but what I got I will share. And with that, she disappeared out there into the dark, to spread the love she's got inside a big, big heart. And remember, if your mountain seems too steep to climb, that you can always try to save the world one life at a time. Life at a time, one life at a time. If I have to, I will save the world one life at a time. One life at a time, one life at a time. If I have to, I will save the world one life at a time. Yeah, if I have to, I will save the world one life at a time. Yeah, rather sucked more into my harmonica than I bargained on there. Right. I've just put out a new record called The Northern Soul, and thank you to everybody who's bought it, and especially thank you to everybody who's fed back to me how much they've enjoyed it. I really do appreciate that, because I don't do it for the attention. I do it to try and get music and songs and ideas out there. But you're basically my reviewers, so it's really nice to hear from you when you do send me a message or when you do comment on a thread. That's really brilliant of you, so thank you very much. This is the title track. It's about cultural defiance. Society is controlled by its culture, and we're meant to create our culture. People are meant to create our culture. We are meant to be our own voices, but culture's centrally controlled nowadays. It's controlled by big media companies, by big record companies, and by messages through television and through the newspapers and what have you. And that is our loss, you know. If you ever see working class voices now, then you know we're victims or we're villains on television dramas, or we're all we've got to say is how much we love each other in songs and stuff like that. It's a nonsense. We're far more tuned in and far more clever and far more switched on to the ways of the world than we ever get represented in the media. But the problem is that makes us have a negative opinion about each other. We think that as a class we no longer belong together, we no longer coalesce, we're all different because we're stupid, or we think this or we think that. And that all comes because we've allowed culture to be dictated to us rather than us dictating it to them. And this is a song about that, and it's inspired by the Northern Soul movement of the 60s and 70s, which is basically a whole bunch of people who got together and said, we don't want to dance to your records, we want to dance to these ones. I'm the double deck, I'm the vinyl case, I'm the diet pills, I'm the all-night chase of the treble, lost trying to find a bass, yeah, I'm the Northern Soul. I'm the 9 to 5, I'm the drive out west, I'm the Saturday night, Sunday best, as the week's way breaks, I will ride that crash, yeah, I'm the Northern Soul. My heart is an all-nighter, I will never ever stop. Keep your beats per minute, dog, I'm dancing till I drop. Just when made to play it safe, no, I'm the Northern Soul, and I keep the faith. I'm the mirror bobbing all out war, I'm the talcum slip on the polished floor, I'm the hinges kicked off a bolted door, yeah, I'm the Northern Soul. My heart is an all-nighter, I will never ever stop. Keep your beats per minute, dog, I'm dancing till I drop. Just when made to play it safe, I'm the Northern Soul, and I keep the faith. I'm the long lost song, I'm the classic track from the dusty Detroit vinyl rack that the crackling needles bringing back, yeah, I'm the Northern Soul. I'm the broken heart with the soul boy feeling the Mecca and the casino hail. I'm the golden torch, the twisted wheel, yeah, I'm the Northern Soul. My heart is an all-nighter, I'll never ever stop. Keep your beats per minute, dog, I'm dancing till I drop. Just when made to play it safe, I'm the Northern Soul, I'm the Northern Soul, I'm the Northern Soul, and I keep the faith. Do you know that's quite hard to do? It takes quite a lot of discipline on the feet and the hands, and it's a lot of words to remember in a short space of time. But right, this next song is going out to Kush of the Men They Couldn't Hang, who left us a couple of weeks back, and it was an inspiration to me from being a little kid, 14, 15, 16 when I first heard them in the country. And I loved them to bits. I loved all the songs, and I busked them around Europe when I was hitchhiking over there in the early 90s. And, you know, I met him a handful of times and didn't disappoint. Just a brilliant, brilliant bloke. And I'm gutted, to be honest with you. And the only thing you can really do when these things happen is to carry on in their name and sing them songs, you know. So I'm going to sing him this song because I think it's a song that he would have been able to occupy in that way that he could, you know. Instantly make it believable and instantly make it about a character and not about him, which he did so brilliantly. It's a song off the album that's coming up in May that I've written about Hull in the Blitz and about how ordinary people carried on going through the bombings. And it's a song that's a true story. On my friends list is an old friend of mine from Hull called Richard Baker. And this story is about Richard Baker's granddad, Albert, who was a fireman in the Blitz. And he was kind of small in stature, which meant he would have to crawl through all the gaps that other people couldn't fit into the most dangerous places where anything could collapse around him, anything could kill him at any second. And he did it all unflinchingly because he was a genuine working class hero. And so if anybody deserved a song, it was Albert Baker. And this is his eponymously titled tribute. Salt in the oil tank spinning, I might have run, I swear, but in silhouette before me was Albert Baker standing there. Down by the burning river, guns full of poison air, guns falling all around him was Albert Baker standing there. Some men will live, make money, but money spent and gone. Some men they give you courage, and Albert Baker he was one. On Cleveland Street, that shelter, when death had filled the air, I might have lost my nerve, but for Albert Baker standing there. Some men will live, make money, but money spent and gone. Some men they give you courage, and Albert Baker he was one. If the devil challenged mankind to meet his fiery glare, and he came to Hull and he find Albert Baker standing there. Some men will live, make money, but money spent and gone. Some men they give you courage, and Albert Baker he was one. Albert Baker he was one. Albert Baker he was one. You always wonder if you're going to get to the end of a new song, because it's not always easy to do it with the adrenaline in your system, especially not with this much caffeine. But right, back to the current new album, because that one's coming out on May the 8th, if we can get it finished in time. Rebecca is currently writing the string parts for it, and which are quite considerable on this one because it's got some quite haunting stuff on it. So it's very much definitely a co-write this time because Rebecca's input's going to be absolutely huge. But my current new album contains this track. It is a song about getting to the other side of this mess, and I hope that happens sooner rather than later, but I hope nobody decides to jump the gun on it. We'll do it when it's safe to do it, and we'll do it together. But it's a song called Hugs and Handshakes. I'm joined on the album by the amazing Jess Silk, who lends it some kind of like, well, some kind of good voice instead of man kind of wheezy whine. But it is worth a listen. Yeah, it's about this is great. I love the interaction on here, and I love the rapport we get on the comments, and I love all that, but I really miss hugs and handshakes. One thing's for certain, I know everybody will remember this year to forget. And all our fallen friends that in our hearts we haven't said goodbye to yet. Don't get me wrong, man, I'm still glad to see your faces staring back at me from Zoom. But I can't wait to hear your raised up voices filling up this empty room. So give me hugs and give me handshakes. Give me something I can feel. Give me hugs and give me handshakes. Give me something real. Maybe dreaming of the future. That's a good place to start. Give me hugs and give me handshakes. And give me big hearts. Yeah. This song is going out to everybody out there thinking this will never end. This song is going out to anybody out there who is mourning their best friend. There will come a time when everything that happened is a lesson taught in schools. And we can breathe the air and dance and laugh and shout and sing and tear up all those rules. So give me hugs and give me handshakes. Give me something I can feel. Give me hugs and give me handshakes. Give me something real. Maybe dreaming of the future. That's a good place to start. Give me hugs and give me handshakes. And give me big hearts. Maybe dreaming of the future. That's a good place to start. Give me hugs and give me handshakes. And give me big hearts. I think I've just about got time to sneak two in here if I do it quickly. Right, this is a song about an attitude that we're kind of going to need to remember when we get to the other side of all this, because the danger is going to be that everybody plays it way too safe on the other side, and we get into a cocoon where we don't actually want to do anything because we're afraid of everything, kind of like a PTSD that develops into agoraphobia, if you like, you know, COVID agoraphobia. And we need to remember that that what makes memories and what drives human beings and what makes things happen is our energy and our ability to interact with one another. And we need to get straight back into that. This is a song roughly about them lines, but it's advice from an old man to a young man. No matter how old you die, you'll always die young. So get out there and have some fun. See, you're a long time dead, regretting things never done. No matter how old you die, you'll always die young. I knew an old man when I was a kid, and he'd go on and on about the things that he did. It was the biggest crock I'd ever had, but the way he bang on made me hang on every word. He told me I know the secret, son, so listen up, I'll tell you now. No matter how old you die, you'll always die young. So get out there and have some fun. See, you're a long time dead, regretting things never done. No matter how old you die, you'll always die young. Get one thing straight before we start. Your body may be aching or be falling apart, but if your heart still beats, you'll hope and dream, 'cause somewhere in your head you'll still be 17. He told me I know the secret, son, so listen up, I'll tell you now. No matter how old you die, you'll always die young. So get out there and have some fun. See, you're a long time dead, regretting things never done. No matter how old you die, you'll always die young. Now I got old, my hair turned grey. Of kids who never listen to a word I say, but you know, it's their world now, so that's alright. And I'm still kicking out as anyone here tonight. You see, 'cause I know the secret, son, so listen up, I'll tell you now. No matter how old you die, you'll always die young. So get out there and have some fun. See, you're a long time dead, regretting things never done. No matter how old you die, you'll always die young. No matter how old you die, you'll always die young. So get out there and have some fun. See, you're a long time dead, regretting things never done. No matter how old you die, you'll always die young. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with this one. My next live stream is going to be a special one right here from Shed in me, live from Shed Group. If you know how to find your way there, it will be Saturday, March the 13th, which is the first anniversary of my last ever rail gig, and it's going to feature Boss Kane, Carol Hodge, Jess Silk, Matt Hill and myself from 7:30 in the evening till when the police come and arrest me for making a racket in here. So 13th of March, Saturday, Joe Solo live from Shed Group. Be there. Thanks a lot for having me here. Thanks a lot for listening. Massive respect to Punks for the Homeless. Keep the donations coming into them. Keep watching the live stream because it's going on for the rest of the evening. And I've been Joe Solo, and good night. When I was young, no more than a kid, I used to rock a forest on the side, yeah. This big lad come, and a psycho was scared. He took my ankles and my knees and my pride. Well, my mate Johnny pulled me back to my feet. He said, you never let him put you down. Next thing I knew, the whistle blew and a big lad were laid out on the ground. And John said, take on one of us, you take on all of us. They pick on you, they pick on me. Yeah, you take on one of us, you take on all of us, and that's the way it's gonna be. Hey. So time went on, and I grew up. At least I learned to bluff the stuff that I like. Yeah. Been young and dumb, I pushed my luck, but I knew John would always have my back, yeah. Was in some bar when this lad took exception to my face the way the young men do. But John stepped in and without question said, I wouldn't, son, if I were you. And he said, take on one of us, you take on all of us. They pick on you, they pick on me. Yeah, you take on one of us, you take on all of us, and that's the way it's gonna be. Yeah. Down, and I know you're hating, and the wolves are gathered in a pack. Yeah, and I see there's some out there deserting. Did you think I wouldn't have your back? Well, see, I remember when a good friend showed me what it takes to see your troubles through. Through thick and thin, that friend, he never failed me, so there ain't no way I bail on you. So let's say, take on one of us, you take on all of us. They pick on you, they pick on me. Yeah, you take on one of us, you take on all of us, and that's the way it's gonna be. Oh, you take on one of us, you take on all of us. They pick on you, they pick on me. Yeah, you take on one of us, you take on all of us, and that's the way it's gonna be. Yeah. You take on one of us, you take on all of us. They pick on you, they pick on me. Yeah, you take on one of us, you take on all of us, and that's the way it's gonna be. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night.